Hi there, this is Kerry with the Holistic Highway. And one of the wonderful things that I get to do is when I meet my clients, I get to see the phenomenal things that they're doing out there in the real world. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we did a sort of spotlight on clients and then we can really find out what we're all doing out in the world and we can help support each other that way. So, with that in mind, we have Alexis here today, Alexis Harvey. And Alexis, you and I met about a year ago, or actually over a year ago now. And when we met, love, I mean, you were struggling with quite a few issues here. Can you tell us a little bit about that time?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me, Kerry. I'm so happy to have this opportunity to chat with you. I um I was really struggling with some health issues that my primary care doctor could not seem to find any root cause of. And so the worst of it came when I started having night sweats, and they were so significant that I would wake up damp. My clothes were damp, down through my sheets were damp. And it was interrupting my sleep, which was then causing all kinds of other problems. My anxiety was out of control. Um, and digestively, I had always struggled, but it seemed to really even be getting worse. And I thought, well, maybe it's age and my body's changing, and I'm approaching this time where this is just going to happen. But then I decided maybe if I sought another alternative care, maybe if I talked to someone with a different background or perspective, that I might be able to resolve things. And that's when I reached out and I found you in the Holistic Highway, and the program that we entered into for a year, which I'm so proud to have participated in, and just I feel graduated from it, and I learned so much, truly.
And in that time, about halfway through your program, you're obviously feeling better, and we can talk about that. But you changed jobs and you opened up your own salon. So tell me how that manifested, because one of the things that came in is you had low energy with all the night sweats and not sleeping well, so it kind of and digestive issues. It makes sense that all areas weren't doing really well, and your energy was not brilliant. But then all of a sudden, 6 months later, you had the energy to open up a salon and change jobs. So tell us a little bit about
Right.
that time.
Right, for sure. So, I used to think that having low energy was like just part of who I am. I thought I'm just a person who likes to sleep a lot. And, I had played sports as a kid, but maybe I'm just, not very energetic person. Um, when we first started working together, you introduced me to a daily dosha tea at the CCFT. And right away, I started feeling better. And we also talked about the importance of going to bed around a certain time consistently every night and waking up with the sun consistently every day. And those two changes created such a massive shift in my sleep. I could not believe it. And I thought, well, here I am. I'm going to be in this health program for a year. And all I needed to do was go to bed on time, drink this tea.
We
I
kept
had so
you for
much
a
more
year
to
though.
learn, and so many more benefits to experience and to appreciate. But I really thought at the time that I was committing to the program, I thought, is this the right time? I'm unhappy in my job. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. And this is an investment, a significant investment for me, and I need to figure out if this is really the right time. And it occurred to me after talking with you that this might be the most important and critical and best time for me, given all that I wanted to accomplish and how I was feeling. And so I can tell you truly, if I had not met you and gone through this program, I would not have had the energy required to maintain a full-time corporate day job, launch a new business with a, storefront and everything, and manage my family, of course, at home as well. So I got to a point where I thought nothing's more important than this, and the career um things will come when they come. And this is what I want to invest in terms of investing in myself. I thought this would really critical. Like I could maybe get a coach who's going to help me grow the business, or, is this, and I thought to myself, I have to start with the basics. If I'm not sleeping at night and I'm not digesting food properly, like how am I, what is an executive coach going to do for me? So, yeah, so that's sort of how, I got to this place where I was starting to feel better and had the energy to be doing all of that. And I was dabbling in a couple of different things, trying to figure out what do I love and what would be something fun for me to do professionally, from here going forward. If I was going to work for myself, what was it going to be? And so I eventually made a decision to open the salon.
And when you say salon, probably most people are going to feel what I was. It's some kind of hairdressing salon or beauty salon. So let's open up the Pandora's box. What is it that you do, Alexis?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again, Kerry. So I own and operate a sugaring NYC in Middletown, Rhode Island, which is on Aquidneck Island. And what we do is we specialize in hair removal services using a sugar paste, which is all natural and organic. And that is the primary part of our business, but we also offer lash lifts and brow laminations, which are quite popular right now, just in terms of sort of beauty trends, but has been a nice sort of supplement for our customers. So here I am, found myself with a waxing and lash studio. Um, but I found so many values alignment, opportunities and things that um, it just sort of made sense at the time in my life when I came to it.
And what is brow lamination?
So brow laminations, it starts off with sort of a shaping of your brow. And so oftentimes, we sort of, if you wake up from the night, you a little bit disheveled and you don't maybe even realize, hey, if I just kind of comb my eyebrows, it might look a little bit more less disheveled maybe. So the eyebrow lamination actually uses a product that you apply over your brushed brows after they've been shaped, maybe trimmed a little if there's some unevenness there, and can also be filled in with a tint. So you get sort of this enhanced look of your natural eyebrows, nice sort of and smooth all the way across. And they stay that way so that you can, go to your spin class, or, you're running around, transporting your kids everywhere and have an active lifestyle. Your eyebrows sort of stay that way for a few weeks, which is great.
Okay, terrific. So how does sugaring sort of align with your values?
Yeah. I have to say, when this opportunity came about, I had, as you know, I had this difficult experience where the company that I worked for and loved was acquired by a major corporation. I was going through that transition and I realized, I've done a lot of different work professionally, and I think I am ready to become my own boss. And what is that going to look like? So as I mentioned, I was exploring different things. Meanwhile, a friend of mine had introduced me to sugaring because she also had sensitive skin. And we would share war stories about, oh gosh, this, I went to this place and I got this service and the wax was burning hot, and so she told me about sugaring. And I tried out this place called Sugaring NYC in Boston. And immediately my skin I noticed right after the service, my skin was less irritated. Had I gone waxing, I would have sort of raised, irritated skin, maybe some bruising as well. And right away, I could tell my skin was just like happier. Thank you. You did not traumatize me in the way you have in the past. And the results were lasting. And so I became hooked, which is just like a funny thing to get really hooked on, but I was telling everyone about it. And one day I was going to book my appointment online and I noticed franchising opportunities link on the website. And I thought, that's interesting. And so I was reading some stories about people just like me who had explored that option professionally and entered into sort of an agreement with this new but fast growing franchise. So I loved the values that I saw on their website about, taking care of our clients and, making them have having a wonderful experience, but also about sustainability and the earth. And this is a product that's all natural, and this is better for the planet and for your skin. And so there were a lot of things that really drew me in. And I think as I explored the opportunity more and I met other owners and the founders of this company, I felt really values aligned in terms of a safe place to build for people to come to have some personal care done in a way that's gentle for them and the earth. And just it feels like a really nice experience, because up till then, my experience with hair removal was like sort of like a clinical obligation. It was like I have to go into this thing, get this done, in and out, and I didn't care about the experience. I just wanted it to be over, So there were a lot of things that just lined up, and I thought this might actually be it. And so here we are, more than a year later after I met you and started my journey on Ayurveda and focusing on my health and realizing it's not just about, what I'm eating per se, what's going into my body, but it's also what's going onto my body. And so that all lined up just right at the right time. And I thought, let's go for it. And so here we are. We opened in April, and it's been a very exciting first month for sure.
And that's terrific. So, what makes sugaring unique? I mean, you talked about it. It's natural, it's sustainable, and yeah, I mean, we all want that, especially those of us in the Ayurveda world. But how is sugaring different from like waxing? Is it just the sensitivity, or are there other benefits?
There are some other benefits. And so um, the sugar paste that's made of lemon juice water and sugar is applied at body temperature on your skin. And so you're not running the risk of that differential between a hot wax that's going on your skin. So it goes on at body temperature in the opposite direction of the hair growth. And then it is removed swiftly in the direction that the hair grows. And that's a different technique from hot wax. And the hair comes out a little bit more gently and in the direction it's already growing, pulls it completely up from that hair follicle. And so oftentimes when we're using hot wax, we're pulling the hair in the opposite direction from where it grows. You can have breakage. That's when the hair kind of gets stuck under the skin and you get those ingrown hairs. So that technique, combined with the sugar paste itself, being natural and organic, is just less traumatic on the skin when we're removing the hair. And so it's the product, but also the technique that really makes a big difference for our skin when we're removing the hair.
So, what are the typical questions that you get from people?
Yes, all the time people are asking me, is this going to hurt?
Yeah.
And how long is it going to last?
Mhm.
And about is it going to hurt? I can't tell you it's pain-free. It's like if I'm going to be pulling anything out from the skin, there's going to be a sensation there. But what I can tell you is from my personal experience and that of the 400,000 customers that Sugaring NYC now has across the country, we agree that this is less painful, right? So it's not that you're going to come in and I'm going to sort of wave a magic wand and the hair is gone and and you won't feel a thing. But it's less painful. So we just help our clients, feel really comfortable, breathe through the process, and tell them about what it is that we're doing to educate them along the way, right? And so that's sort of a big question we get. And then how long will it last? And it does last longer than traditional waxing, certainly longer than shaving. And it lasts up to 3 to 4 weeks. So in the beginning, we encourage our clients to come back every few weeks, 3 to 4 weeks for their appointments. But over time, and what I found as a customer is that the hair is growing back, sort of weaker and less so. And so now, having been a customer of sugaring for a couple of years myself, I can tell you it's relatively painless because it's just not as strong and as much as when I first started coming out of shaving. So those are the questions that I get, every day.
And where do you remove hair? Are we talking about hair everywhere?
Yes, exactly. Which it's funny you asked. When I was explaining to my son, who just turned 9 this week, about this business and removing the hair, he immediately grabbed hair on his head and was like, "Why would you do that?" So we
His
remove
perspective.
hair from the body everywhere except the head. We do offer sugaring services and hair removal on the face and neck and everything below. And so there's a wide menu of hair removal services. And we find that, like I said, people are coming back. People are trying this for the first time and they're rebooking that same day. And so I think that really speaks to sort of the value of the product and the alignment with, how I'm describing it and the experience that clients truly have.
Terrific, terrific. So, what would you like people to know about you?
Well, I think that I want people to know that this opportunity matters to me um, because of how invested I am in the values, in sustainability for the earth, in things, products and services that are gentler on the planet, on our bodies. And that's sort of my why and why I do this. And because I really and truly value community. And, one thing that I found really interesting when I started this endeavor was when I was interviewing staff, I was meeting folks with the same values. They wanted to work at a salon that didn't have harsh chemicals that they had to work with all day long,
Yeah,
or a smell, all day long. And so building that community with the staff and our clients, a collection of people who share those values is so important to me, and I love it. And I also, I'm from a family of a lot of small business owners. My in-laws here in Rhode Island, lots of different types of businesses, and so I think, I want people to know that this is new for me, but I'm really passionate about it, and I think that it's a great opportunity for a lot of folks. The benefit of being part of a franchise, of course, is having a bit of a playbook given, to you that you can run with. Um, and so I love the opportunities for growth, for my staff and for the community here in Rhode Island as we start to, meet more and more clients every day.
yeah, that must be a very, very exciting time. So, big question. You are busy. You did have health issues. How do you balance life and work so you don't end up right back where you were in the first place when we first met?
Right. Yes. It's so important to say, Kerry, that I really, working with you and through the program, I really changed my everyday behaviors. And it was about developing habits. It was about, is scraping my tongue really going to help me, and I'm not sure about that, and sticking with it and doing it every day, and incorporating the mouthwash, the things that we took on sort of and added slowly but surely that helped me change um, some behaviors and some activities that I do every day. And to me, when I'm doing these, especially things like at the daily massage and dry brushing, oiling the body, it's it's really self-care that's built in to my everyday now. And so while it's lovely to, have a day where I might, spend some time at a spa, how important it is to maybe take some time off. Those things are important, but I find very challenging when you're starting a new business. And so having these practices built into my everyday are self-care all throughout the day. And I feel it physically and the response and all the benefits like I described to you, but it also, I feel it like mentally, and that I'm doing this and I'm caring for myself in a way that really matters and has impact. And so I can easily sort of fold it into all that I'm doing. It's not like, um, some type of program or event or thing that I have to go to all the time, right? And so I love that aspect of it, that, when I'm doing these practices, I know that it's translating to feeling healthier and better, more energy. And it's being kind to myself and investing in myself.
Mhm. And do you find that challenging even on your busy days, or has it become so much habit now that you don't have to think about it, or do you feel that you have to toggle back every now and then?
One thing that I find challenging, Kerry, is a mouth rinse in the morning when all my children are asking me to help them with something. I do try to make sure I have that mouthwash done before their questions. Um, and I think sometimes I might get through the day, or I might fall asleep and forget to take my herbal supplement, or and the next day I realize, when I have a little bit less of an easy digestion, oh goodness, I forgot to take that last night. But I feel like we've built in so many things that if I forget one thing one time, it doesn't, take me all the way back to the beginning, right? When I was really suffering. And so I find that having really stuck with the program, with, getting coached on a biweekly basis, having that accountability and checking in, just made that sort of a part of my life. And so I haven't found yet that it's hard to keep up with things, though I will say, there's an occasional, lapse, or I forgot something. But I'm not, turning back time there and waking up, you know, drenched in sweat. So that's huge, huge for me.
Yeah, yeah. So you were very kind to offer an offer for anybody who's watching this. Do you want to explain your offer?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Kerry. Yeah. So we're going to offer first time 50 code for anyone who's able to come to our spot here in Middletown, Rhode Island, and try any of our services. First time 50% gives you great discount if you've never been a customer before. And so we hope that that is something interesting, exciting to maybe encourage folks to come and check us out.
That's terrific. So, and I'll link all that so everybody has that. So that's first time 50 for 50% off any service. And on top of that, Alexis just told me that when you book an appointment, if you just say that you've been referred by the Holistic Highway, you'll get an extra 10% off as well. And that included lashes and brows for the month of June. So that's June of this year. So that's exciting too. I am definitely going to try it out. So
I'll
that's
be
one of
so
the,
excited to see you.
I know, I'm excited to come. So Alexis, how do people find you, love?
So we do have a website. It's sugaringnyc.com. And so on that website, you can find our location, Aquidneck Island. And we are also on Instagram at sugaringnyc_Aquidneck_island. So you can find us on Instagram and on the web there.
And I'll link to all those things too, so it's easy for everybody. So Alexis, that was great. You are doing phenomenal things out there. It does sound really, really interesting. What a great thing to be doing. You look absolutely radiant doing it as well.
Thank
So
you.
a far cry from when I first met you. So good job in all that you've done, and how wonderful. And I can't wait to try you out as well. So thanks, Alexis.
Thank you so much, Kerry. It's been a pleasure.